It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Ravens and the Broncos, and it comes your way next.
Whiteout conditions throughout the Great Plains sure made travel difficult, but we're still expecting a full house at Empower Field at Mile High here in Denver. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Baltimore Ravens. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gordon on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather. Snow and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
We go from Devin Duvernay returning from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down a fish 21. The Ravens offense set to take over and led by a man still just in his 4th season in the NFL, the 2019 MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And 2020 was another excellent season for number 8. Wasn't able to repeat the numbers from his MVP campaign of 2019, but bigger than that, got his elusive first playoff win, and he and the team hope that bodes well for them as they try and move forward in 2021. But let's face it, the numbers were still pretty darn good. 20 passes, another 1,000 yards on the ground, and 7 scores rushing. This continues to be elusive and continues to improve.
On the game's first play, and it's second down now.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Gets this up across the 20 to the 21 to show some power on that run, breaking the tackle. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. With 3rd and 9 looming. Jackson from the shotgun. And he's got his... And they work this well upfield at 35. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Brandon, there have been some memorable snow games for championships. In 1948, Philadelphia Eagles, Chicago Cardinals.
Famous one in my lifetime, I think, is got to be 01, right? Raiders, Patriots, just in the Patriots.
Tuck roll, didn't you? I think that's one remember, but I also know this. In Miami, the infamous one, the snowplow game. In New England, when they went out there and the Patriots had a guy come out and clear a spot on the field for their field goal kicker to kick the game winner.
Is that 82?
82, and the Dolphins fans will never forget it.
Well, we're not seeing one of those famous games here, but it's fun to be in the snow nonetheless. Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Bell. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Le'Veon Bell. 55 Ravens have taken the early lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. Boy, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. The drive summary that time, 5 plays, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now following the touchdown. To return it, here's Deontay. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Defense ready to take over for the first time. Get a look at their 8th-year quarterback. His first season as a Bronco, though, Teddy Bridgewater.
A Pro Bowl quarterback early in his career in Minnesota before a horrific knee injury slowed down his progress. He's a more than capable quarterback and makes the most of his opportunities when he's a starter in the NFL.
Well, here's a 1st and 10 inside the 20. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
There by the defense rallying to the football and getting to the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
On 2nd down, Gordon once more. Short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 2 yards on the first carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yard dust?
Now they're going to need sit down to keep the drive going. On 3rd down, Bridgewater. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And he will have the Broncos first down. They needed 5. 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago. So a 3 and out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there. And they get the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Play action now. And that is incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on 1st down. Pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play are the trainers and the coach. Well done.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Bridgewater. He's going to for his running back, Gordon. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen the pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Out of the gun. He's going to let it go again. Able to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
On 4th down, Sam Martin is on to punt for the Broncos. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. So return punt of 45. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road, so getting the 7-0 lead for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll start by running the option to the right. And some space here. There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Well, I mean, Lamar, what more can we say at this point? He is a live highlight reel, and go ahead and tack on that last play to the list of big ones by number 8.
I think defensively, when you look at a play like that, that's when everyone looks at their teammates and starts shaking their heads. Now you're wondering, what are we in for? Worked all week to try and limit the big play ability that he possesses, and he winds up taking one to the house in the very first quarter. That was his run.
And you can see on the next-gen stats here, his total distance covered close to 90 yards that time. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good, and that'll make 14 to zip. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Deontay Spencer on the return from his... And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So now the second up for the Denver Broncos. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Now Bridgewater. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the 10 yards, picking up the first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Thing of beauty, but when it does it, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Now the handoff comes to Gordon, and he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up. Bridgewater to throw it. As he throws there, incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not all. But this group, they've yet to get much roll in the first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give them the football again after this one.
Here's Sam Martin now. Put it away for the second time. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just a yard on the return. come the offense as they... The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It played drive that was so deflating for the defense. What's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because to go on the last one, all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper play?
We'll see how determined they are. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Jackson going to run again. And they're well past midfield, just a yard high of the 40. A really nice effort that time. 12-yard picking up the first.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. There's still a disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
On 1st down, Murray. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. He'll lose a unit at 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down. From the pistol, they run it with Murray. Not much there, maybe a couple, as he's taken down at the 40.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a... But on that one, he looks...
1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Throwing is Jackson. And that is incomplete.
The one with the dots just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed every passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And there is nothing easy about being a kicker on a day like this.
Yeah, I tell you, not only is the footing tough in the snow, but kicking a rock, very difficult to get any sort of feel on your kicks.
And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos.
And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 12. To throw, Bridgewater. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. Incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
The Broncos on 3rd down thus far. It's 3rd down and 12. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight. And he will have the Broncos down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half minutes. I like that panicked out there themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And he's got room. And he'll get down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Gordon. This time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
2nd and 10. Here's Bridgewater. And he's got it. Got the end route complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're fast, hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. Two minutes to play, 1st half. It's 14. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. To throw is Bridgewater. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the ball. But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD. Gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the got to secure it.
Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's 2nd and goal. From the gun, Bridgewater. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Justin Matabike. He's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere. Ball had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
This has been a long drive. A field goal would be they convert now on 3rd and goal. Again. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 so in the 1st half.
And that is for the Bronco field goal.
And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it online, but it comes up about a rotation short. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that. It was the crossbar that said otherwise. They'll deny him a shot at 3.
Now we see Sammy Watkins getting ready to go again on offense. Second quarter here, he has only 1 catch, but they have the lead. You got to think there was going to be more involved at some point.
That's what you would expect, but sometimes what defenses do to take away a player of his magnitude, it costs them in other areas. And right losing, they may have to change their focus, and maybe he will open up a little bit more as the game goes on.
Yeah, well, so far just the single catch. First down with Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. It's incomplete positioning there downfield to break that one up.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. From the gun, it's Jackson. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. The second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Set to fear on third down. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So on fourth down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Denver has Deontay Spencer deep to return. Pulled it. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. All of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Teddy Bridgewater and the Broncos ready to go on offense. And I guess the formula for keeping him better, because as we see, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Don't let this happen anymore. Personally, he's not on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offense so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. Bridgewater on first down. He's got his big tight end, Fant, and he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Looking to throw again on second down. Bridgewater. Flushed out right. And he'll be out of, but able to get it up past the 45. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
A first down. Bridgewater sets up the screen to Gordon. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. So that would have been running something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And we'll on to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Ravens. Their success on the scoreboard is their success in the running game. Over 100 yards as a team in those first 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, the rushing numbers tell a different story. They really couldn't get a whole lot going on. And the evidence? The numbers.
All right, Coach, thank you. And we won back for quarter number 3. Rocky Mountain snow looks like it's going to continue through the second half as we are back underway in Denver. Return is Spencer. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's the 18. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. I went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Throwing, Bridgewater. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it's these receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing is Bridgewater. Able to get this to go. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The screen does get him 9, so brings up a 4th down.
And that should be an impactful play because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Denver. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. Last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tempt to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 30. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Malik Reed there to bring him down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. It's a gain of 7, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
They'll run here. It's Murray. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Well, they're hoping that the second half than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. 9 yards on the first. It's 2nd and 1.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
On 2nd down now. It's Murray, and he'll get it down here to the 43. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On this drive so far, it's 1st and 10. Now Jackson going to take off with it. First down and more for Jackson. And he'll be taken down at the 26. A good chunk on the keeper. 17 yards, first down.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
They'll run on first down. Murray. The UCLA product, Kenny Young, had the tackle. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Jackson. It's complete to Brown, right side. Jackson on target to Brown for a Ravens.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. On first down, it's Murray. Take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Latavius Murray, a 16-yard touchdown run, and the Ravens will extend their lead. Always important half. Now you start to pull away, room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. On the return is Spencer. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, That is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
2nd and 10 now. Third quarter action in Denver. Bridgewater. Toward the side. That catch, dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Water now. Eluding the plate. Get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Bridgewater. He's got a man complete. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be.
On the sidelines, nothing's working. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Toward the sideline, did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. A really nice gain of 25 yards. To throw here. Forced out to his left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Teddy Bridgewater. A 5-touchdown run. As are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept him at the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. It's up, it's good. Cut the lead to 21-7. So that drive into plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. With your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 13.
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple, summing up.
Brandon, I think this offensive line has got some smiles on their faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Play action. Now Jackson. In the middle of the...
Well, you most still 3 and out.
An inch closer, but still ultimately scores in the final quarter. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Bridgewater. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First down on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, press the ball downfield possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
First down, Bridgewater. And down he goes. The pressure to Bridgewater. Justin Madubuike picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, here's where having mobility some work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big partner.
A really big loss. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Another try. Bridgewater. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really...
It's been very, very hard for them to move the ball. Taking the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. Face it. Oh, Sutton, a nice catch. And he's going to be taken down at the Ravens 19. No problem. I love that play because in the snow you think run, run, run. Big pass.
And defending in open space because control. Normal condition. Almost.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice first down.
That's staying a really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in the Broncos in the hurry up to their positions and get set quickly. To throw again on 2nd down. Bridgewater. Trying, but it's incomplete.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. The gun, Water. And this is caught now. Touchdown. Everything here. Not over yet. Hey, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game. Probably going to rely on it.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high play, but it's better than having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and yours on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up.
On the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. It's up at 14. So then length. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. So there is second kick. And who's got evens do? Yes, going to win this football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And we brought him and said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside, 80% of the time, and when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, we're waiting to see that number is empirical.
So 1st and 10. A hand. Hillary pickup of it, 2nd down. Now the Broncos are going to first of their timeouts as they get just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. If they can get an saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Now the Broncos the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop seconds to go in the game. Back-to-back them on the move on 1st down. Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly here. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The Ravens taking a seemingly in hand here. Knee, maybe just a sigh of relief. A big 4th quarter comeback on though.
Just hold the salt on them, but they were able to get it done and head to the lock.
Down to a knee goes Jackson. Should seal it. But Charles, we saw a comeback bid fall just a little short, but give them credit. They were able to hold on, withstand that comeback, and ultimately win it by the slim margin.
And bottom line, when it's all said and done, they don't ask you how much you won by. They just want to know, did you win? And that they did.